Prince Andrew's infamous Pizza Express alibi still rankles with daughter Beatrice, says royal watcher. The Duke of York told Newsnight interrogator Emily Maitlis he had been at a birthday party with Beatrice, then aged 13, on the date that he was alleged to have had sex with Virginia Giuffre, then aged 17. An influential royal commentator has suggested that all is not well behind the scenes within the York family, more than 5 years after Prince Andrew's infamous Newsnight interview. The Duke and Duchess of York opted to stay away from the royal family's Christmas at Sandringham this year amid the ongoing furore surrounding his friendship with an alleged Chinese spy. However, daugher Beatrice was at the Norfolk gathering. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. It is just the latest scandal to befall the king's younger brother. After years of negative headlines surrounding his ties to the convicted sex fiend financier Jeffrey Epstein and his shamed fixer, the British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell. In a bid to quash the story, Andrew agreed to a BBC Newsnight interview in November 2019, but it backfired so badly that he was later forced to step down from frontline royal duties, and he has barely been seen in public since. The most damaging claims were made by a woman named Virginia Roberts, née Giuffre, who says she was brought to London by Maxwell in 2001 to have sex with Andrew when she was aged just 17. He has always denied the allegation and even suggested a photograph showing the trio together must have been doctored. During the interview with Emily Maitlis, the Duke said he was at home with his daughters on the evening of March 10, 2001. After attending a birthday party with Princess Beatrice at a branch of Pizza Express in Woking, Surrey. At the time, Beatrice would have been aged 13. Now aged 36, and heavily pregnant with her second child with husband Edoardo Mozzi, Beatrice opted to spend Christmas Day at Sandringham with the other royals rather than join her parents at Royal Lodge in Windsor, where Andrew, 64, still lives with his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, 65. Writing in the Daily Mail, the Ephraim Hardcastle column noted that it had been an awkward choice for Beatrice and asked, "Is all well with the Yorks?" The columnist continued, "Once one of the tightest of family units, Beatrice has apparently declined to show Dad public support since the fatal Newsnight interview. Does it still rankle that Andrew used her attending an afternoon birthday party at Pizza Express as the reason why he couldn't have had a close encounter with Virginia Giuffre? In 2022, Andrew settled out of court with Giuffre after she sued him in New York. The sum has never been disclosed, but is believed to have been worth around £12 million. She also received an out-of-court settlement from Maxwell in 2017 and was pursuing legal action against Epstein when he was found dead in his prison cell in August 2019. Prince Andrew's daughters come up with a plan to keep their father's spirits high. Prince Andrew's daughters have come up with an agreement in a bid to keep their disgraced father's spirits high. Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie have decided to take turns taking their children to spend time with the Duke of York in order to help combat their father's feelings of loneliness, a source has claimed. 5 years after his disastrous Newsnight interview marked the end of his public duties, Prince Andrew has established a new and isolated routine at Royal Lodge, his 30-bedroom residence on the Windsor estate. The Duke of York's once busy schedule of engagements and global travel has been replaced by a quieter life, focused on family time. His sprawling Grade II listed property, which he continues to share with his former wife Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, has become a sanctuary for precious moments with his daughters and grandchildren. Despite King Charles's demands for him to downsize to Frogmore Cottage, Andrew has secured funding for his own security detail at Royal Lodge, although the source of the finance is unknown. The Duke has found solace in his new role as a grandfather, with his daughters making regular weekend visits to boost his spirits. A source told Hello, the girls take the grandchildren to visit him most weekends. They are spending far more time with him now than they have done in recent years. They are quite close to their father. They seem to be quite protective towards him. The Duke has been particularly active in teaching his granddaughter Sienna Mapelamozzi, Princess Beatrice's 3-year-old daughter, to ride horses in Windsor Park. He has been spotted driving young Sienna through the park and helping her take the reins, continuing a cherished royal tradition that dates back to when Queen Elizabeth first sat on a pony at the same age. Prince Andrew makes key purchase as he continues to disobey King Charles in Row. Prince Andrew has hired a cheap security firm at Royal Lodge after refusing to leave the 30-room mansion. It comes after King Charles told Andrew that he would no longer pay for security and that his £1 million annual allowance would be axed. It is now reported that the Duke of York has negotiated a cheaper protection deal at his leased home in an attempt to stay at the property. A source said, "He has his security but at a cheaper rate and he is managing to finance it himself," reports GB News. The Duke of York had relied on funding from his brother since 2022 and his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, since 2019 when he stepped down from royal life after his infamous Newsnight interview. The father of two resisted King Charles's attempts to evict him from the Windsor property and has since found alternative funding, as confirmed by the Keeper of the Privy Purse, Sir Michael Stevens. Prince Andrew's feud with King Charles set to intensify as key royals left, fuming. The feud began when King Charles tried to evict the disgraced Duke of York from Royal Lodge by cutting his £1 million a year allowance after he refused to downsize. The ongoing feud between Prince Andrew and King Charles is set to intensify, with the princesses said to be fuming over the treatment of their father. Beatrice and Eugenie are reportedly unhappy with the treatment their father, Prince Andrew, has received from the royal family. The feud began when King Charles tried to evict the disgraced Duke of York from Royal Lodge by cutting his £1 million a year allowance and he refused to downsize. The former home of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Frogmore Cottage, was suggested as a suitable replacement for Andrew, who lost his right to taxpayer-funded security after being stripped of his royal duties in 2019. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.